starting to understand that a lot of the running away at the beginning is because we are afraid of actually going through the pain. That's why this journey, the progress, the journey takes time, because we are opening all of our emotions wide open so that the emotions don't so that the emotions aren't the boss anymore. We're the boss of the emotions, and then they become our superpower rather than us being slave to them. Avoidance or clinging to the good feelings, and avoidance of the bad feelings. Not willing to go through the pain. Not willing to accept things. And so we're afraid of our own emotions. If we get too happy, we might be let down. It couldn't be. If we have any kind of insecurity within ourselves, then if we get too happy, it couldn't be. It's not real. And then we sabotage ourselves because we're so afraid of getting hurt. And then also the avoidance of the hurty feelings. So we avoid conversations that are going to hurt. We avoid people that we have a longing to, because we're going to get hurt. I can't tell you how many times on this journey I've woken up in the middle of the night wanting to just block them completely, block that other counterpart completely out of my life. But when I really get down to it, I know that it's running away from myself, because I'm running away from my own emotions. Avoidance and chasing is the exact same energy. It's that holding them apart. I have to chase you to get you. I have to avoid you so I don't have to think about you. It's not allowing. It's not at ease. So I think in the beginning of this video I was talking about emotions. It might be on the other video that I just finished that is going to my Patreon account, which is a complete and utter breakdown. It was just and what I recorded was actually the tail end of the breakdown, because I stopped along the side of the road and had a true, complete breakdown. All inclusive. Screaming, crying, just complete loss of all control. And so at the tail end of that, I got some senses back. I recorded part of it because I felt a calling to do it. Not because of like, oh, look at me. It was more like I felt like, okay, wait a minute. This is an important part of this journey. And if you are showing the journey, then this is a moment of change. This is detrimental. This is a moment that you're going to want in there if you're, because I've already had these plans of opening Patreon. I have a few videos that I already did. And I decided to, in Patreon, put on the more personal things where I, more like, more, I feel like it's more closed community that I allow you to come further into my life and into the way I live and my home life and things that I'm doing, and to really talk out things that I'm really honest, to be really honest about certain things. Different, the things that you go through while you're going through it, that all of your, when you go through the personal journey of it, the points that I'm finding. I find that a lot of times on YouTube, I share the outcome. So I give there's got to be a rainbow here somewhere because it's raining and the sun is shining. So there's got to be a rainbow somewhere. But I'm driving and talking. So that's so funny that I'm talking about a rainbow right when I'm feel like I'm going through some kind of awakening, some kind of one-up, some kind of next level that I'm getting to on this, because you get to a point where there's no place to go. You cannot avoid the pain. You can't damper it out anymore. You can't tell yourself stories anymore. You have to face that truth, whatever it is. And you're kind of forced through it, through the pain of it, because the pain won't go anywhere anymore. There are no more outs. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to hide. You can't drive far enough away. That's why I think I broke down the side of the highway, because you can't run away from yourself, and you can't run away from this journey. You're running towards or running away from the other side is running away from yourself, running away from your own emotions, running away from the depths of your own self. You can't contain it. You have to get some kind of out. And so that is where you keep on hitting up against these walls of pain. As much pain as you can endure, that's as far as you'll go. And then your mind starts making up stories, or you start looking for releases through addictions, or through chasing your other partner, or just looking, getting through that obsessive behavior, or doing something that takes your mind off it. You throw yourself into something, like I am right now, taking the long ride home, but at some point it caught up with me. So that's where you get to these breaking points where there's nowhere to hide. There are no more stories. You cannot not face it anymore. It's like you're presented with all of the evidence, and you have to look at it right smack in the face. There's nothing. There's nowhere to go to. There's nothing you can do to get away from the pain. And then you just have to endure it. And I know that some will say there's a lot of different ways to get, there's a lot of different ways to get to the same point. But when you get to the point and you did a certain route, you know that route. So I'm talking about a route. I know that a lot of people say you don't need to feel the pain, just switch over into the other state. And I've heard that, and I've even done that sometimes, but it still doesn't solve whatever is inside that needs solved. You can get glimpses, but until you absolutely go through every single place in your emotions, you're still going to have fears, because there's areas of your emotions that aren't opened up to their widest. So let's say if I go through the pain, the deepest kind of pain that there is on this twin flame journey, and I go through all the way through it, then you can't scare me with that pain anymore. I know what it feels like. I'm not afraid to be there anymore. And besides, the pain of things, when you go through the pain, you what is the word when you you bypass? You bypass everything else. It's just like I said, I don't know if it was in this one or in the movie before this one, where I said that you go where the little things like, what does somebody think about me, they just don't matter anymore. The bigger picture becomes so much bigger than that. The calling to tell the story of it, to bring this to light, it's like a calling from God, and that becomes so much stronger than the need for approval from others. That actually others, if anybody, from others, when you get to this point of consciousness, you answer to a higher power, you answer to a higher good. Okay, so thank you for watching. So I am opening a Patreon. I'm going to start adding things on there. I still have decisions to make about it. But slowly I'm going to start uploading the videos that I have done so far. that have been a little bit more personal. And I will continue to update here as well I'm just going to go with how I feel, what needs to be here and what needs to be there. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it.